The wait is almost over. The biggest moment of the year is about to unfold, and almost no one is talking about it. On August 23rd, the black moon arrives, a moon so rare it only shows up once every few years. But here's what nobody realizes. You can't wait until the 23rd to pay attention. The real shift begins the day before, on August 22nd, when the doorway quietly cracks open. This isn't your ordinary new moon. This is something that could completely affect you and the people around you, especially if they're not awake to it. And this goes beyond prophecy or astrology. It will have a direct impact on you. When the moon vanished, ancient cultures didn't celebrate, they panicked. They knew it carried a meaning far deeper than most could ever grasp. Because the truth is, what happens before the 22nd passes will decide how the black moon on the 23rd plays out for you. And if you're a chosen one, it's especially crucial to be aware before the 22nd. Because when you understand what makes this black moon so different, you'll never look at the night sky the same way again. A black moon isn't just rare, it's calculated. It only arrives once every few years, and it always shows up when a cycle needs to be broken. That means this black moon is a blackout, a sudden kill switch to noise, pride, and distraction. It's the last strike of silence before everything resets. Most people will miss it completely, brushing it off as just another night. But for those who do sense it, the real danger isn't in what happens. It's in what they do next. The worst mistake you could make during this black moon is to treat it like every other new moon. So many people will rush into rituals, writing their goals, lighting candles, begging the universe for something new. But they don't realize the energy of this moon is cloaked, distorted, deceptive. What you ask for now is not what you will receive. The black moon doesn't hand out wishes. It delivers karmic truths. It's like whispering into a mirror that's not facing you. The echo comes back twisted. If your request isn't aligned with what you've earned, it rebounds in ways you didn't expect. But don't mistake this for a bad moon. The black moon isn't here to punish, it's here to protect. It stops you from chasing empty desires and pushes you toward what's already yours, what no distortion can take away. That's why this isn't the time to demand something new. It's the time to anchor into your foundation, to claim the blessings you've already been building, and to let them root deeper than ever before. Because here's the truth. If you beg the universe right now, you're telling it you're unready. But if you stand firm in what's already yours, the black moon will seal it for you. Most of the time, life feels tolerable because it's softened for you. Reality doesn't hit you with its full weight. It comes through a filter. You see what you need to see, and you feel only as much as you're able to handle in the moment. That's why most days, the repetition of work, conversations, routines, and even your thoughts feels ordinary, even if it's not fulfilling. The mind acts like a curtain, pulling shut when things get too sharp, too overwhelming, too real. But the black moon doesn't allow that curtain to stay closed. It rips it wide open, forcing you to experience reality without the buffer. Suddenly, the edges of things are sharper, the silence is heavier, and the patterns around you are impossible to ignore. You start noticing details you usually dismiss, the emptiness in routines, the way people repeat conversations like they're reading from a script, the hollowness in laughter that doesn't carry joy. What once felt like normal life starts to look staged, mechanical, almost artificial, and then it goes deeper. The black moon doesn't just expose daily habits, it exposes the structures underneath them. You begin to see how much of society runs on cycles no one questions. People chasing money they don't truly care about, agreeing to roles they don't believe in, following systems they never chose. The smiles, the nods, the forced politeness, it all begins to feel like a performance, and suddenly you're not just an actor in it anymore. You're the audience, watching the play unfold with full awareness that it's scripted. For some, this will be deeply uncomfortable. It's easier to believe that life is organic, that people make choices freely, that everything has meaning. But the black moon strips away the filter and shows you how much of it is automatic, how many people are simply repeating patterns without realizing. You'll notice it in conversations that feel empty, in routines that suddenly drain you, in the realization that so much of what's considered normal doesn't actually feel alive. This doesn't mean the world is fake or hopeless. It means the illusion is being peeled away so you can see what's underneath. The black moon doesn't reveal this to punish you. It reveals it so you can step outside of the script. Once you see how mechanical certain patterns are, you're no longer trapped by them. What feels like a loss of comfort is actually the first taste of clarity. For the chosen ones, this clarity will hit hardest because you're sensitive enough to notice what others ignore. While many will continue sleepwalking through their cycles, you'll see the hollow spaces where truth has been missing. It might feel isolating at first, like you're standing outside of the world everyone else still believes in, but that's the point. You've been given sight beyond the filter, and sight always comes before freedom. So when the black moon rips the curtain down, don't mistake the exposure for chaos. What feels unsettling at first is actually your chance to recognize what's real when nothing is softened. And while others might resist and scramble to put the filter back up, you'll know that what's been revealed cannot be unseen. And that's exactly how it's supposed to be. Ancient cultures didn't fear the moons that glowed bright in the night sky. They feared the ones that disappeared. From early civilizations to biblical scripture, a dark and silent moon was seen as a warning, a prophecy that when the moon gave no light, something was shifting in secret. No glow, no warning, just a silent transfer of power. The black moon fits that prophecy perfectly. It is the disappearance of light, the vanishing of guidance, the moment where shadows are no longer shadows, they become the main stage. To our ancestors, this wasn't just another cycle. It was a sign that forces beyond human control were moving chess pieces in the dark. This is why chosen ones feel it so intensely. When the night sky goes black twice in one cycle, it isn't coincidence. It's a signal, a hidden reshuffling. A moment where what is written above plays out below, whether we're ready for it or not. And that's why tomorrow is not just another night. It's the echo of a prophecy that has repeated for centuries, and if you're sensitive enough, you'll feel exactly why they feared it. Not everyone will feel the black moon in the same way. For some, it'll pass like any other night. But for those living in constant cycles of distraction, for those who can't sit in silence without reaching for noise, this moon will hit hardest. The ones who pick fights to feel in control, who lash out because it's easier than turning inward, who hide their emptiness beneath surface-level habits, they'll feel the pressure. And it won't come as chaos around them, but as a restlessness inside them. They'll feel cornered not by others, but by themselves. Because the distractions that used to work, gossip, drama, shallow escapes, suddenly stop satisfying. The tricks stop working. The energy they used to drain from others doesn't fill them anymore. This doesn't mean punishment. It means confrontation. The black moon amplifies the discomfort that was already there. It forces a mirror into their hands, even if they'd rather throw it away. For the first time in a long time, They'll have to actually look at what they've been doing and why. And here's the hidden truth. As a chosen one, your role isn't to judge them. Your role is to witness, to stand firm in your awareness while they unravel, to remind them, if they're willing, that the black moon is not here to destroy them, it's here to strip away the filters until they see clearly again. Because sometimes the greatest act of awakening is simply being forced to feel what you've been running from. Isolation isn't random. You are meant to be unreachable. When the black moon approaches, especially on the 22nd, many of the chosen ones will notice something unsettling yet strangely natural: the urge to vanish. Not in fear, not in sadness, but in silence. The pull to disconnect from people, from conversations, even from responsibilities, may arrive suddenly, and it won't make sense on the surface. You'll wonder why you feel the need to disappear, why even familiar voices feel like too much, why solitude feels less like an option and more like a command. But this is no weakness. It's not depression. It's not avoidance. It's a defense protocol. The cosmos is pulling your energy into containment, sealing you off from noise, so that what's meant to recalibrate inside of you is not disrupted. Imagine a seed before it breaks through the soil. In that stage, it is hidden, unreachable, and quiet. Not because it is dead, but because it is becoming alive in a new form. That's what this isolation is. The chosen ones will feel like the world is closing in, but in reality, the world is stepping back, making space for something only you can receive. This is why, on the 22nd, interactions might feel heavy, conversations might feel draining, and even being around loved ones may feel strangely suffocating. You may feel like you can't be reached, like your energy is behind glass. That's intentional. You're not being shut out, you're being sealed in. Your silence is not emptiness, it's preservation. And here lies the mystery. Those who resist this pull will feel scattered, exhausted, and fragmented. They'll force themselves to socialize, to act normal, to keep up the rhythm of a day that is no longer ordinary. And in doing so, they'll leak the very energy that was meant to be secured. But those who surrender to the solitude, who allow themselves to step back, to retreat, even just for a few hours, will feel something entirely different. They'll notice clarity. They'll notice strength. They'll notice that their inner compass begins to reset in ways it hasn't in months, even years. This is the hidden birthright of the chosen ones under the black moon. Not the spotlight, not the crowd, but the permission to vanish into sacred privacy. The world cannot reach you now because it is not supposed to. Your path is being locked, your energy guarded, your spirit prepared. And the strange truth is this: the less accessible you feel on the 22nd, the more chosen you are. For all the talk of shadows, distortions, and discomfort, here's the truth almost nobody will tell you. The black moon isn't here just to haunt you. It's here to end something. It's the closing of a cycle that many of you have been trapped in far longer than you realized. If you've been dragging chains of failure, feeling like every plan collapses, every effort meets a wall, every opportunity slips away, this black moon may be the one moment powerful enough to break that streak. Not with fireworks, not with chaos, but with a subtle, clean shift in the air. The kind you only recognize once it's already moved through you. Think of it this way. The black moon doesn't destroy momentum, it redirects it. For months, maybe even years, your energy has been circling the same stuck patterns, repeating delays, looping failure like a broken record. This moon has the weight to shatter that record in silence. And if you've been walking in alignment, staying true even through hardship, this is where the reward amplifies. The darkness doesn't swallow your progress, it seals it, protects it, and then pushes it forward with even greater force. It's not about instant transformation. It's about the quiet tilt of momentum, finally moving in your favor. That's the twist almost no one sees coming. The very thing people fear as an ending is often the hidden beginning. So when the sky goes black and the world feels muted, remember this. What looks like absence can actually be the reset you've been praying for. For some, this will be the breaking of their unlucky season. For others, the doubling of their blessings. But for everyone who's been waiting, it's a reminder that even the deepest dark is not punishment, it's preparation. Black moons don't show up every year. They are not routine, they are not casual, and they are not just another date on a calendar. A black moon is a vault, a sealed chamber of energy that only opens when cosmic timing allows. And this time, the code is August 22nd. Yes, the black moon itself peaks on the 23rd. But if you wait until then, you're already late. The access point begins a day earlier, and if you don't understand what's unfolding before the 22nd passes, you'll walk into the vault without the key. And a vault without a key doesn't open, it traps. The 22nd carries the signature of transition. It's the final breath before the sky goes fully dark, the final chance to recognize what you're stepping into. This is the day when the energy already begins pressing on your spirit. Some will feel dizzy, some will feel restless, others may feel a strange tension building in their body or even in their thoughts. That's not coincidence. It's the vault testing who is awake and who is sleepwalking. And here's where people make the mistake. They think this is a moment for asking, wishing, or demanding. But this is not manifestation. This is permission. The black moon doesn't reward frantic requests. It decides who is ready to be granted access. You either walk in prepared, or the vault closes and you're left knocking on the outside. If you're distracted, careless, or unaware, the 22nd will slip past you like any other date, and you'll miss the opening. But if you step into it consciously, with awareness, with presence, then the vault recognizes you. It admits you into a level of energetic flow most people will never touch in their lifetime. This is why the 22nd matters more than people realize. It's not the show, it's the doorway. The real event doesn't begin when the vault is wide open on the 23rd. It begins when the key turns the lock on the 22nd. And if you miss that moment, you miss everything. This is the final drag before the reset. The weight isn't yours anymore. On August 22nd, many chosen ones will wake up and feel a heaviness that makes no sense. It won't matter how much you've slept, how many hours you've rested, or how calm your day seems. There will be a deep, bone-level weariness pressing down on you. But this isn't sleepiness. It isn't burnout. It's not even your body failing you. This is soul-level exhaustion, the kind of fatigue that comes from finishing a spiritual marathon you didn't even realize you were running. The black moon doesn't simply close a cycle. It strips away the final weight of assignments that were never meant to be permanent. For months, some of you, even years, you've been carrying lessons, responsibilities, and hidden spiritual loads that belong to an old version of yourself. Assignments that trained you, stretched you, disciplined you, but were never meant to stay. And now, on the eve of the black moon, your soul is releasing them all at once. That release feels like collapse. It feels like walking out of a battle you don't remember fighting, with scars you can't quite place. You might notice your body is fine, your muscles aren't sore, your mind isn't overstressed, and yet your spirit feels like it's carrying centuries of weight. That's because it is. Every undone cycle, every karmic knot, every unfinished chapter is pulling at your spirit one last time before it lets go. Exhaustion is not proof you're weak. It's proof you're graduating. This is the final drag before the reset. Imagine holding your breath underwater until your chest aches and then finally being allowed to break the surface. That first gasp of air feels like relief and fatigue at the same time. That's what the 22nd will feel like for the chosen ones. Not a punishment, not a collapse, a release. And here's the truth most people won't understand. You don't need to fix this exhaustion. You don't need to push through it, drink coffee, or force energy where there is none. Because this isn't body fatigue, it's spiritual recalibration. The more you fight it, the longer it lingers. The more you allow it, the faster it dissolves. The black moon is clearing your assignments, stamping them as complete, and sending you into the next season unburdened. That weight you feel isn't yours anymore. It never was meant to be permanent. It was borrowed. And now it's being taken back. So if on August 22nd, you feel like you've been through a war with no memory of the battlefield, don't panic. That emptiness in your spirit isn't a void. It's the space being carved out for what comes next. The universe isn't sending random signs, it's whispering rehearsal lines before your next act. As the black moon builds toward its peak, the atmosphere doesn't just shift, it sharpens. The veil between the seen and unseen thins to the point where messages slip through in ways so direct, so precise, that you can't brush them off as coincidence anymore. Around August 22nd, synchronizations will begin to spike. But this won't look like the cliché signs people throw around online. This won't just be angel numbers on a clock or a feather on the ground. No. What's coming is far more intimate. The chosen ones will begin to notice patterns that cut directly into the marrow of their personal story. A song you haven't heard since childhood suddenly plays in the exact moment you're thinking of someone from your past. An animal crosses your path, not just any animal, but the one tied to your dreams, your family line, or your personal symbolism. You'll hear a name whispered on a TV show, on a street corner, in a passing conversation, the same name that's been hovering in your thoughts for weeks. These are not broad messages meant for everyone. These are laser-targeted signals, and they don't just point, they direct. They are the breadcrumbs left by your future self, guiding you into alignment with the role you're about to step into after the black moon passes. The universe doesn't send these by mistake. It's not testing you, it's preparing you. Think of it like this. Before the curtain rises on a new act, actors rehearse their lines. They repeat them until they feel natural, until the timing sinks in. That's exactly what the universe is doing now. It's feeding you the lines, the cues, the markers, so that when the curtain lifts after the black moon, you don't stumble into the scene unprepared. The signs are not hints, they are rehearsals. But here's the thing that makes this so urgent. These synchronizations will not last. They are temporary bursts of alignment, designed to pull your attention exactly where it needs to go, when it needs to go there. Once the black moon closes, the channel tightens again. The messages stop, the silence returns. This is why you can't afford to ignore them. If you hear a word 3 times in a day, write it down. If a number chases you through receipts, signs, and timestamps, follow it. If a stranger says something so oddly specific that it feels like they read your mind, don't dismiss it. This isn't random. This isn't coincidence. This is cosmic precision, and you were chosen to receive it. And it won't be everyone. The world may be full of signs, but only the chosen will have the sight to recognize them for what they are. Everyone else will shrug them off, miss their moment, and keep moving blindly. But not you. You'll know. Because the signs won't just appear around you. They'll pierce into you. They'll vibrate through you with the strange familiarity of something you already knew but had forgotten. That is how you'll know they're real. And remember this: what you notice before the black moon determines what you step into after it. These synchronizations are not entertainment. They are instructions. They are permission slips into your next timeline. Ignore them and the door closes. Act on them and the vault opens wide. Black moons don't arrive with spectacle. They arrive with silence. And that silence is exactly why they're so dangerous. Unlike full moons, which flood the sky with light and force everyone to notice, a black moon slips in like a shadow through an open door. No glow, no announcement, no visible marker to remind you that something cosmic has shifted. Most people will let it pass right by without even realizing. And that's the trap. Because while the world looks the same, it isn't. Black moons don't work on the surface, they detonate underneath it. They're not fireworks, they're spiritual stealth bombs. No sound, no flash, just an invisible wave that rewrites timelines without warning. What you ignore now could shape the next 6 months of your life. Think about that. A single moment of inattention, a refusal to tune in, a decision to dismiss the strange energy pressing in on you, and you could miss the exact doorway that was carved open for you. The changes that are set in motion during this black moon are not the kind you can track in real time. They don't announce themselves with sudden breakthroughs or obvious miracles. Instead, they begin as tiny fractures in the unseen, shifts in energy, timing, alignment, and those cracks widen slowly until they reshape your entire path. That's why you can't wait for a sign that's big, loud, or obvious. That's not how this moon speaks. The power of this black moon is in its emptiness, its invisibility, the hollow space it creates. Most people will see nothing and assume nothing is happening, but the chosen ones, they'll recognize the vacuum for what it really is, the womb of change. Pay attention, not to the noise, but to the emptiness, because that's where the real signal is hiding. This moon is not about what's added to your life, it's about what's subtracted. The silence you feel, the exhaustion, the pull to isolate, the strange coincidences, the sudden lack of energy. That's not absence, that's calibration. That's the stripping away of what can't go forward with you. And if you ignore it, if you fill the emptiness with distractions, if you convince yourself it's nothing, you'll miss the entire point. You'll miss the seed planted in the dark. You'll miss the quiet turning of the wheel. You'll miss the invitation into the next chapter that only comes once every 32 months. The world won't tell you this. The news won't announce it. Even the sky won't look different. But you will know. The question is, will you pay attention, or will you let it pass? Because here's the truth. This black moon doesn't need your belief to change you, but your awareness decides whether it changes you for the better or leaves you behind. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.